Buffalo is going to win it home.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now, baby, come on, come on.
No
Come
one
on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
All right, we are live. We are live and we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. And listen, definitely on a somber note. We're definitely on a somber note today. Tough loss, but we're here. We're here to talk about it. You know, we got to go through the game, see what we did good, see what we did bad. And, you know, we have the guys, we have everybody here today. You know, our guy, your guy, Matt, a.k.a. Matty Ice. Matt, what's up, man?
Not much, man. You know, another week gone by. Pretty disappointing at the end of the day yesterday, but at the end, you know, it's a long season, ready to talk about it.
Absolutely. And you see him, our guy, your guy, Rad, a.k.a. All-Purpose Rad. Rad, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing a little better than my green screen doing. I look all choppy, but I'm doing good, man. The Bills lost, but I don't know, man. It was definitely a tough loss. You don't want to see your team lose like that in that weird type of way where you kind of give away the game on multiple occasions, man. You don't like to see that type of football, but we're gonna talk about it.
Definitely gonna get into it, man. Shout out to everybody here, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if you can, Matt, please let the people know who's sponsoring the show today.
Yeah, so this show and every other show is brought to you by the good people at Buffalo Wing Kings. There's two things the guys here at the Overdue Bills podcast know. That's Bills football and that's wings. Our first choice and the best choice, Buffalo Wing Kings. It's football season, guys. You know, Monday Night Football, it's not too late. Get your order in every week for Bills games, for parties, whatever you guys got going on. You want to hit up Buffalo Wing Kings and get some delicious wings every time you possibly can. You know, give them a call at 716-248-1427 or stop down and see them at 484 Elmwood Avenue and find out why they say and we know they got the best wings in town, hands down. And make sure when you order from those guys, make sure you mention our name, the Overdue Bills podcast, get 10% off your order.
Absolutely. Shout out to Buffalo Wing Kings. Definitely appreciate them. And let me say this, OverdueBillsPod.com, OverdueBillsPod.com. We need you to go to the website. Check out our merch. Check out all of our content. Everything Overdue Bills, you can find it there at the website. And we ask everybody to like, share, rate, and review, subscribe, do all those amazing things so we can get the word out. And y'all know how we start every show with a quick question of the day. Quick question of the day. And this is a question that I got, and I want to ask these guys. Do you believe, and I'm going to go with Matt first since he's always optimistic. Matt, are the Bills still the Super Bowl favorites in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they are. We, you know, in the losses that we've had, we've pretty much beaten ourselves. And you know, like Rad said, you lose a game like yesterday, where just every little weird thing can happen. It happens, you know, against us at the end of the day, and you can't make some of those things up. So I'm gonna still say we're the favorite because you know we beat the two teams that look like the best teams in the NFL right now, in the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans. Besides us, and I think we're gonna get it together. We're gonna figure it out and push forward into the playoffs.
Interesting, Rad. Do you consider us as Super Bowl favorites?
If I'm a independent fan, no. You know, I don't think we're favorites. I think you got to look at what Philly doing. They undefeated. They haven't shown a lapse of judgment that we have, or you know the uncharacteristic turnovers in crucial moments that we have done. So you got to respect that team. You got to look at the teams in our division. Miami beat us. You know, the only games they lost, Tua have not played. So you got to look at other teams. Obviously, Kansas City Chiefs. So we're in the mix now, right? And fighting to get that AFC 1 seed is important, I think, for your Super Bowl odds. I mean, obviously, I think our team can travel anywhere, but you want those little things like that to solidify your route to the championship and ultimately the Super Bowl. So right now, sitting looking at it, no, I think Philly got to be the favorites.
Interesting. And I see, I see it's a lot of people in the comments, or at least they're coming on. I see a lot of people on. Let me say this before we really dive into it. Shout out to my mother. It is her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. I love you,
Yeah.
Mom. Hope
You want
this
to sing
is,
the happy birthday song?
I'm not gonna sing the happy birthday song, but I just hope she does have a wonderful birthday today. I know it's a sorry note the Bills lost, but it's a good day because it is my mother's birthday. But
Yes,
with that
sir.
being said, let me answer this question. Do I think we're Super Bowl favorites? No, we're not Super Bowl favorites. It's hard to be Super Bowl favorites with 3 losses at this point, and the fashion in which we lost those games. But I'm not gonna be too hard on the Bills. I'm not. I'm not gonna be too hard on the Bills. We're gonna dive into it. Listen. Y'all know
What is
how I
going
am.
on?
Y'all
Yeah,
know how
what
I
is
am. Listen, I do have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts today, but I'm not necessarily gonna be hard on the Bills because it might be I might throw a curveball to y'all. But
Okay.
I do want to say this. Let's talk about the injuries, right? Bills on
Yep.
the move segment. Let's kind of talk about the injuries. Trey White is not back, obviously.
Nope.
Poyer is out. We really don't know the timetable in that situation. Edmonds, he didn't come back in the game. I'm not necessarily sure how that is going to work, but we've had a lot of injury. So I'm gonna go to Matt first. Matt, how do you think the injuries, besides the
Elam was
obvious,
out.
yeah, Elam was out. You know what I mean? Obviously,
Yeah.
Hyde's been out the whole year or majority of the
Russo.
year. Rousseau. So Matt, how do you think the injuries have hurt our team? It's besides the obvious. Obviously, we're not having our best players out there. But what do you think? Give me the minutia of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I think with guys like Jordan Poyer out, we're having to plug in guys that we didn't think we would have to plug in those kind of spots. You saw with Jaquan Johnson, you saw with Cam Lewis yesterday, and guys like that having to play in a scenario where Jordan Poyer's out, who's a guy you really can't replace him with like a 1B type of player. And then, Tremaine Edmonds, him and Milano, we said it the last couple of weeks that they were looking like the best linebacker duo in the NFL. So you take out that factor of it. That takes away from from a freak athlete on the field and just our day-to-day middle linebacker who's kind of calling the defense out. And then you got Greg Rousseau. We talk about we have depth and things like that, but his intangibles you kind of can't replace on the field either. So with the injuries, obviously we're hoping to get those guys back, but we're seeing that it's definitely affecting the team in different facets of the game, and I'm hoping we get at least one of those 3 guys back, if not all 3, very soon. And then Trey White, his return timetable is definitely important because we saw what a real number 1 receiver can do to a team yesterday. Granted, he made every single play that you can make, but he ripped us apart for 10 catches, 198. That's a huge game for anybody, and a number 1 corner would be a kind of a stopping factor if you can think about it in any fashion. Put another All-Pro out there on him and give it a shot.
I mean, 8 for 125. Yeah. I mean, but that means something. I'm saying if you have Trey White on him, like it's not 10 for 193.
Hey,
it's 8 for 125, which is still
whatever
good.
it is.
Yeah, it's still good. I mean,
Yeah.
we could talk about that, but
We knew we weren't going to stop
I mean,
him.
it's
but
like
we can only
who,
hope to contain it.
who are we killing? Who are we kidding? You wouldn't
Yeah.
be great if you don't do greatness. So that's how I look at that. But right, I do want to ask you: do you think our margin for error is kind of it shrinks down because of the injuries? Right, like we can't get away with stuff that we possibly could get away with if we were at full strength.
No, I mean, I know we got a lot of injuries on the defensive end, but I think our defense showed up. I know, yes, Jefferson got torched them, but with Dane Jackson and a rookie and Benford as the primary defenders, they did the best they could, and we still limited them, and we still had many opportunities we stopped them in the red area like 2 or 3 times that game. We stopped them on the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Turnover on down. So the defense showed up. Matt Milano had big plays. Von Miller had big plays. Boogie Basham had big plays. Cam Lewis had big plays, right? It was big plays. We had turnovers. We did the things our defense normally does. Next man up. Let's go. Let's rock. Let's make big plays. Let's when to get in the red area. Let's get turnovers or let's get field goals. And that's what we did. So so I don't want to overplay the injuries. Yes, I want us to be fully healthy, so maybe our defense can even be more dominant when our offense or when Josh having a little blip or just having a little hitch in his giddy up. But ultimately, I think the injuries was okay. You know what I mean? I'm not, we want Poyer there. Yes, we want Edmonds to finish the game. Yes, we want Rousseau back, but I think next man up. They showed next man up. We got depth on the D line. And I think they play good. I think the defense played good enough and the backups play good enough to win a game. So I don't want to put it on them.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, let's talk about the game. Let's just dive. That's what everybody wants. You came on to hear about the game. If you've been at work today, we've been talking about the game. Everybody's been talking about this game. It's been on every publication. It's been broadcast everywhere. So let's talk about the Bills versus the Vikings. And I guess I want to ask. Let's stick with the defense because obviously the biggest thing coming out is Justin Jefferson torched us, right? That's kind of the headline, or at least one of the headlines. And so Rad just said that it wasn't the defense's fault. He thought the defense did a pretty good job. Matt, do you feel the same way? Do you think our front seven and our second, do you think that there was something lacking in the defense yesterday at any level of our defense?
Honestly, I mean, I got to kind of piggyback with Rad just because, we although we gave up 33 points, that is, we were right there. Like, we still made enough plays to win that game yesterday. And we still, with the lead that we had, we should have came out on top in that game. So what we could have done differently, hey, we could have got to Kirk a little bit more. We could have got a couple more sacks or whatever.
Got 4. We had 4.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, could have let them. I don't know. They were, I can't sit here and pinpoint anything the defense could have done better in that sense. So I wouldn't go with that. I would just go with the, they did enough to win, and the offense didn't come through at the end.
I feel like we susceptible to those big plays. Obviously, the Dalvin Cook run. Jefferson had a lot of big plays down the field. We've been more susceptible to those big plays. But in the red area, we were good. We were good in the red area, and Kirk Cousins looked like Kirk Cousins. He looked like Kirk Cousins, man.
It was terrible.
And,
I think you're the first person.
And then it was like we just found a way to lose. I know that sounds corny, and it is cliche. It is cliche because you got to give credit to the other team. But we found a way to lose that game, man. We found a way to lose.
I mean, all right. So I get that, right? So if y'all are in agreement, I don't know if everybody feels that way in the comments. If y'all are in agreement that the defense did everything that they could have done, or at least the defense played a good game, all right? If you believe that, then obviously the antithesis of that is the offense, right? So let's talk about it. Did Josh Allen lose us this football game, Rad?
Did Josh Allen lose us this football game? That's a bit much to put on him.
I mean, the issue is when we win, he's an MVP candidate. When we lose, I mean, I'm so we have to ask that question. We can't have it both ways. Did Josh Allen lose us the football game? Did he lose it to?
I think he's 1A, and I got McDermott being 1B. I got 1A, Josh McDermott being 1B. Okay. My narrative going into the season is what type of coach is McDermott going to be in these moments. This is the type of how his rallying cry, his decision making. But I gotta go 1A. It's got to be Josh, right? Because McDermott did trust you. 4th and 2 in the red zone, up 10, get 2 yards. Let's close this game out with a touchdown, or let's make them use timeouts, bleed this clock out. And Josh threw a pick in the red zone again. You know what I mean? So the worst type of turnover is a red zone turnover on a quarterback.
You talking about on that 4th
down play? That's the worst type of turnover. Huh? Yeah, 4th and 2.
Well, 4th and 2, it doesn't. If we just don't convert, we're not going to get the ball back anyway. That interception doesn't. I mean, he didn't score. he didn't get we didn't convert, but I'm saying the interception is irrelevant. Like that didn't do anything. If we just, I'm saying like if nothing happened, if he didn't throw the interception, it just would have been turnover on downs. So I mean
I know Mike on here. He don't believe in these imaginary things that happen outside, but such thing as momentum. A pick in that red zone, just the momentum of I'm just stopping us with a pick.
You're blaming Sean McDermott on him throwing the pick or him not doing something? What are you blaming Sean McDermott for exactly? You think we should have kicked the field goal? That's my question.
When in the moment, obviously it's 20. In the moment, I was like, I think I would have kicked the field. This is obviously real people, but if I was playing man, I would have kicked the field goal. I mean, I just thought our defense is playing good. You don't want to give them some momentum. I know that's not how we've been going around. We got 4th and 2. It's Josh Allen, but I think going up 2 possessions would have been fine there. And you play the time. You know what I mean? That's how I would, and I think our defense has been playing well enough. But I understand going for it. I'm not against it. I'm not against him going for it, but I definitely understood kicking a field goal right there. Because sometimes it's like, I know everything is analytics, everything is forward thinking, but it's like, man, like football was, I don't know, because I don't know. I don't want to say because in another moment maybe I'm saying he should have went for it. So I'm stuck there. But in the moment when I felt like we should kick the field goal. That's how I felt. How
do you feel about it, Matt?
Yeah, so this might be the first time you guys ever hear me say this, that Josh Allen, I'm gonna go with Josh lost us this game yesterday. And I'm gonna say it because of this, because he's getting away from taking what the defense is really giving him. And, like Mike, I think Mike was saying in the group chat yesterday, we love these flashy plays, these amazing plays Josh makes, but sometimes it's time and situation, man. Like, they practice this stuff all the time. We were at home. He has the ball on the 1 yard line. All you got to do is have, get the snap from your center that you've gotten 1,000 times probably in reps and practice. You got to take the time in that situation and make sure you secure that snap and win that football game in that moment. Then in overtime, we had 44 seconds when he takes an unnecessary shot in the double coverage into the end zone you see the replay. It's really not there with Gabe, and I'm sure there was either there's something you got to make a better throw, or there might have been a check down, or even he was running the ball just fine. We had time. We had more time to do that, and I think he just wanted to take a shot. He wanted to make a play, and
when you playing, man. Yeah. Pressed the wrong button. I think he pressed the wrong button.
I guess.
Like,
I really think that.
Allen, I think he pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, I don't. There's something. There's something. Maybe he wants to make the winning play, which we all love and adore him for. But sometimes you just got to really dig in and take slow it down and take what the defense gives you. And I think that's what he has to get back to, because he showed that he could do that the beginning of the season, the end of last season. He was taking what the defense is giving him, and he was making those big plays. And now I think he's just trying to make it come around too fast, and that's driving him into these mistakes in the red area, as Rad would call it.
Listen, the reason why I said I have a little different tone about this. While we talk about blame pie, I do think Josh Allen deserves criticism, right? Yes, Josh Allen deserves criticism. A little bit too much Brett Favre, too much gunslinger, like just a little bit too much. But I will say this, as far as obviously the 4th and 2 turnover, I'm not necessarily too upset about. I don't know who called the play. Didn't seem like anything was open. He tried to make something happen. He threw an interception. It didn't matter. He wasn't going to get I have an issue with the call. I think we should have kicked the field goal. We'd have been up 13 points and we would have just won the game. The game would have been over effectively. It would have been over. But it is what it is. Also, even with the fumble in the end zone, with the snap, it was freak. I mean, it happens once, twice every year. I mean, it's unfortunate. You really can't do anything about that. Move on. But as far as the interception in the end zone, I'll do it this way because we will talk about blame pie, and with the decision making, I'll say this: I think that Ken Dorsey and Sean McDermott is doing a terrible job. And what I mean by that is, when you have a child that may be a little eccentric, it is the parents' job to do everything within their power to keep them in certain parameters so they won't get to that place, right? Your job is to literally keep your child in certain parameters so they won't, so you can do the best you can to keep them in a parameter so they won't go crazy. Same with Josh Allen. We know he is eccentric. We know he has this haywire gene. Like we do. We've seen it time and time again. So what you have to do as a coach is to protect him. That's literally what you're there for. Your only job is to put them in the best position to make those plays. And I don't think we did that yesterday. Like, just even like some of the play calling, even when we get down in the red zone, like Ken Dorsey, relax, run the ball, do a design run with Josh Allen, calm him down. Clearly we know his adrenaline is rushing because he's running. He's trying to make up these plays. He know he made some mistakes. We understand that. So you have to get into that mindset. And I think Ken Dorsey showed his youthfulness, but also Sean McDermott showed that I don't know what he's thinking about sometimes. Like, he's off the clock, bro. Like, Sean McDermott, you are a head coach in the NFL. You have to make these decisions. This is on you. Like, and I didn't think he showed well. I personally didn't think he did a good job yesterday because he didn't manage the game the way he should have. I think when you're looking at the game in a certain way, you have to be able to manage it. He didn't manage the game. He didn't manage his players, nor did he manage Josh. And for me, I didn't like what I saw from Sean McDermott. Definitely wasn't a good showing from him. And Ken Dorsey needs to do a better job. But what I wanted to talk about with Josh is this specifically, because obviously the players make the plays. That last play to Gabe Davis, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to say it anymore. I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that Gabe Davis is actually not a good receiver. And I said on last week's show, I'm going to be honest. I know a plot twist, right? Last week I said that Gabe Davis is Marcus Valdez-Scantling. I don't even know if he's that. Because if you look, I'm just being honest. If you look at Gabe Davis, even the pass that obviously he did not catch, that, you know, we were able to move forward. Like, Gabe Davis, catch the ball, bro. First of all, catch the ball. Like, you have one job. That job is to catch the ball. He didn't catch the ball. That's unfortunate. But we were able to get past that, right? The play where Josh Allen, the interception, like, here's my issue. When you don't know how to deal with greatness, it shows. Gabe Davis is a receiver who doesn't understand greatness, right? And what I mean by that is, when you ran that route, and Josh said it in the press conference after the game. He didn't throw Gabe Davis under the bus, but he said it without saying it. And if you're great, you understand greatness, right? I understand it. Gabe Davis was supposed to hit a 90-degree angle. This is not a different play. This is the same play he ran against Kansas City when the defender had failed. Obviously, Patrick Peterson didn't fall, but he's supposed to run at a 90-degree angle and get in front of him. That's why Josh Allen, he's supposed to.
It's a flat throw. It was a terrible throw.
It wasn't a flat throw. It was supposed to be a flat route. He didn't run the flat route. He thought that what Gabe Davis thought was that, oh, I see this here. Patrick Peterson is here, so I'm a dog it. I'm a dog it. I'm just gonna run in the back in the end zone. No. You're playing with somebody great. You don't dog it. You give him a target. He didn't give him a target. I didn't like that from Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis, listen, I'm not saying he's awful, but what I am saying is he has to play better. He has not played good, y'all. We got to be, listen, if it's anybody who's fooled us, it's him. He's not played good, y'all. He's not a good receiver. He's dropping passes. He's not running crisp routes. I'm just being honest. What do y'all have to say about that?
Well,
I think Gabe Davis, I think it's a little not fair. I think he had one of his better games. He had that good touchdown he came down with the ball. I think, can he be better? Yes. Can he did you expect him to be a 1A 1B to Stephon Diggs maybe?
I don't think he's good. No, y'all, you said that. But you said that. In the beginning of the year, you said that. Y'all said that Gabe Davis was a 1B. Gabe Davis is number 2.
I didn't say he's a 1B. I say he's a good 2.
Regardless,
he's a good 2. I thought he was going to be good. I thought he had a chance to lead the team in touchdown passes. You
said that we don't need to go out and get any other receivers, and that's just not right. Like, we messed up at the trade deadline. That was a dud. He's not good. He's not that player.
I think he's good enough. I think he's good enough. I think he's good. I think he's good enough. I think Josh. Sometimes Josh he resort. Sometimes he just resort to his worst self when in these big moments. Sometimes It's like, Josh, calm down, bro. That play wasn't there. The play wasn't there. It's that simple. It was not
Yes.
there, Josh. He was looking at something that he was not there.
Because of the
Gabe Davis
receiver.
maybe could have gave a better effort. I'm not saying nothing like that, but Josh, that was a bad throw, a flat throw. Only person that had a chance at that ball was P-Pat. Period. It was a bad throw, Josh. He know what it is. He had 3 turnovers on the day. He got to figure that out. He got to shore that up. The defense played well enough for him to win the game. Period, bro. You got to win the game. Now, I'll agree a little bit more, Ken Dorsey. Maybe we got to have a more dynamic run game when we up 10 in the fourth quarter that we can kill the clock, have a 4-minute drive, something like that. Some type of thing like that, not put it all on Josh's arm. But we played good enough to win this game. Some crazy things happened. Justin Jefferson had, one of the best catches. Also, I think one of the luckiest catches. It's a little luck and a little greatness. Great and luck.
Yeah.
It was luck. But, people making it like, I'm all right. But he had a lot of help from Cam. But I think it was a great players on the other side. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and we just had some bad luck on our side. But I think we're better. I think we're a better team. If we play them again, we'll beat them.
Oh,
whatever that means.
Matt, let me ask you this, Matt. Do you think there's an underlying issue with the fact that we haven't scored a touchdown in the last 4 games in the second half? Like, what is the issue? We come out like gangbusters, and then all of a sudden in the second half, like, what do you think the issue is? Why is the offense so stagnant?
I really, really wish I had an answer. I mean, at this point, it's tough for me to believe that this offense can't get it like that. That defenses are adjusting that well in the second half, and we're just not. They're playing us better. I don't think that's the case. I think that we do keep running into these mistakes, and we keep on shooting ourselves in the foot down in the red zone. Or could be a matter of we're in these games where teams are coming back, and they're putting a little pressure on us to maybe try to open the score up or score again. And Josh is going back and forth into things. I mean, in the past 2 games, Josh has had 4 interceptions in the red zone. That's very, unlike Josh. So that's after having, I think, 2 in the whole season last season. So that's the difference here in these last 2 games as opposed to previous games. So I wish I had an answer, and I hope that Ken and Josh can pull it together and figure out how to not only start out the game how we've been starting them out, but definitely either opening up leads or being able to close it out. Because if not, we're just going to be back at where we were in Arrowhead last season if we can't close out a game and towards the end of the year.
So what do you think we need to do, Rad? What do you think we need to do differently?
I think we just got. I think as a team, we got to have a better resolve when things like this happening, right? I think I don't know if you ever play one of those Madden players that got who know what they doing, got them 3-4 good plays, or got that system where they know what they doing, but if you study them long enough, you just understand what they're doing and you stop them. Now, what else can you do now? What else can you do? Like, are you gonna press and keep trying to do the same thing you've been doing, or can you adjust in the game, in the flow? So I think we just got to find a way to have that secondary type of or even third option where we become a more effective running game with Singletary, with Hines, and with Cook on these guys.
Yeah.
Or Josh ran good, but not those broken plays, but a way where we can control the ball better, be better effectively on offense. And I think we will. Honestly, I think we will get it together. I think what I want Josh to do, I want Josh to take every rep seriously, like effectively, to like go back to whatever he did with the ball in them guys a couple years back, and just every rep is important, bro. Take every rep to be important. Every rep from now on, I don't think nothing we can take for granted anymore. I don't know. I'm not gonna say the expectations is getting to us or nothing like that. I think we have a little bumps in the road, but I think every rep is important. Get back to I think our offense is great. I think our defense is great. I think our coaching is great. I think we got everything right there, the right mix. I think we just need to get back to, one play at a time, be effective with each play. And I think Josh needs to take every rep. I'm moving forward. I mean, obviously he didn't practice quote unquote last week, but this week, if he's healthy enough to practice, take every rep and let's get this offense humming again.
I mean, and listen, I want Josh to do that. I want him to take every rep, right? But I think Well, Josh Allen, granted, he has 10 interceptions, most in the league, which is not good. But the league is not passing the ball like they used to, so it's kind of like I think there should be more people with more interceptions.
Yeah.
But with that being said, like with Josh Allen, obviously he is like the 3 games we lost. The bad pass to Isaiah McKenzie against Miami, we should have won the game. He threw the ball in the dirt. That was terrible. Against the Jets, obviously interceptions in the red zone. Yesterday against the Vikings, interception in the red zone. Like clearly there's a pattern. We cannot win the game when Josh Allen turn over the ball in those situations, right? In those high pressure, you just can't do it. We're losing points.
And Singletary, that we was going, and that was a touchdown drive. You know, that was a drive killer.
So my thing is, I'm not worried about Josh. I don't think it's the elbow. You can't be great majority of the game, and then all of a sudden you like it's not the elbow. So
it's not the elbow.
I don't think that narrative is irrelevant. Because things just don't work that way. Like you just like all of a sudden
he was literally diving, tackling
he was
people
fine, putting his arm down. Like that's not the problem. It is decision making, and that's something that happens with time. Like that's not that you just can't. You know what I mean? Like Brett Favre had decision making issues, and he's considered one of the greatest quarterbacks, at least top 10 in football history, and he's had decision problems his whole career. So, you know what I mean? I'm just being honest. I thought about it, and I'll say it like this. With Josh Allen right now, Josh Allen plays the way he plays. The Buffalo Bills, we will only win 1 Super Bowl. We will win a Super Bowl because he's that great. Like, he just, by force of nature, we will win 1 Super Bowl. But if he's able to control that, if he's able to kind of hone that in, we can be a multiple Super Bowl, winning franchise with him. So, I mean, I think that's what we're going at. Like, for me, I'm not mad at Josh Allen. I'm not like, because I know we're going to win a Super Bowl. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but we will win one. He's that great. You can't stop somebody like that. But the issue is we want to win multiple Super Bowls, so he has to figure that out. So I do want to ask Matt, if I can, Matt, is there anything with coaching before we move on? Rad talked about the running game. I see like some comments. We need to run the ball more. Is it a situation where Sean McDermott needs to sit a new coach, a new offensive coordinator, and Ken Dorsey and say, listen, we need to look at this game a little bit differently? Do you feel that, or you think we just need to keep rolling with the punches?
I think we can keep rolling with the punches, man. I think the way that our offense is set up, we can succeed, and we have succeeded with the way that we do things. I just think that, the converting down in the red zone, we have to improve on that. Maybe they can mix it up a little bit more down there. But as far as that goes, we just got to convert, man. I mean, our defense has given us plenty of opportunities to go out and get the ball back and score points. And, we're just not doing it at the clip that we need to do it to win every game that we go out to. So just got to be tightening it up in the red zone, stop trying to force things, and then, getting points and letting our defense dictate, how the games are going to go. Because I think I said it. I know I said it a lot last year. If we score 21 to 24 points on any team, we should win majority of games in this league with our defense. So we can go out and do that. We're in pretty good shape.
I'll say this. My only issue in this, I don't even know if it's necessarily coaching as much as it is Brandon Beane. Does anybody know why we traded for Nyheim Hines? Does anybody know that? I don't know. Like, did I miss something? Was there a reason why we traded for Nyheim Hines? Like, what was his purpose? What was our purpose to do that? Like, just injury type of, you know what I mean?
I guess you just, if anything happened to Singletary, if you go down, you don't want to have a rookie back there, and I guess you want to have Hines to replace him. I mean, I maybe we ain't deploy him the way we want him to deploy him. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe I would think you would bring him in because you want to be more effective on the run. You just want to have more guys to run the ball with, because you thought you was going down the road, we was going to run the ball more. That was my idea. I was like, we probably going to eventually start running the ball more. But I think we should. I think we'd be fine. I think law of averages. I think we played the right way. I think we played to our quarterback strengths.
Yeah.
And he got to will it back in, and I think law of averages gonna get us back. Diggs still being dominant. We get Rousseau and these guys back on the defensive side. I think that's gonna help us our morale wise. I think and we got Cleveland, and then after that we got Detroit. Them two get right games, I believe, potentially. So I think we'd be fine. I think Josh gonna be fine. I think Josh, one of those people we need to see it go through the net. Once Josh see it going through the net, when we get back to the red zone, and he have one of those days when he have 3 or 4 touchdowns, all coming, in the red zone. I think he gonna get that feel back, get his mojo back, and we'd be fine.
I agree for the most part. I will say winter is coming. Winter is coming, and what I mean by that is, I do think that Ken Dorsey. Listen, I don't want Josh Allen to get hurt, but he's a freak of nature. He's 6'5", 200 and some pounds. Like, God forbid something bad happens. I don't think it will. He's a freak. I think in the red zone we need to utilize him running like they did Cam Newton. I'm not saying kill him. No, I'm not. But that was effective. Cam Newton scored a lot of touchdowns. Simple. Like, I mean, it's just like Josh Allen, instead of trying to figure out reads and this and that, because I don't honestly think we have the weapons like we think we do. Like, Dawson Knox is playing a little bit better. I don't really like Gabe Davis. Stephon Diggs, they kind of blanket him in the red zone. We know that. And so it's just like we're kind of at a loss.
But Josh Allen is a huge weapon.
No, that's what I'm saying. So Ken Dorsey, we need to run him. We need to run him, man. Read option. Do the stuff that they're doing with Justin Fields. Clearly, he can run for 1,000 yards, and so can Josh. Josh is better than him, and he's a throwing threat. He's a throwing threat though. So I mean that gives it another element. But I do want to ask this. We're third in the division, y'all. Like, and I will say this: every game we've lost, I asked y'all, was a point spread too high, and everybody has said no, it's not high enough. So let me ask you, Matt. How do you feel about us being third in the division, and do you think that we will win our division?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hitting the panic button or anything. We still got to play the Patriots twice, who I don't think they have anything for us, and then we get our lick back with New York and Miami at home to end out the season with the division. I do think we're gonna end up winning the division, and like Rad said, we should have 2 get-back games in Cleveland at home, and then Turkey Day against Detroit, and then even after that, we got our first meeting with New England. So these next couple of games, we should roll in and kind of turn the tide in the division here. So I'm not really worried at all.
Do you feel the same way? Do you think that home field is that important to us? Do you think so? I mean, like, case in point. Some theories out there have said we should throw the division, allow Miami to win the division so we can go into a warmer climate and play them. I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know.
No, I don't believe in that. I think playing in Buffalo is it's definitely home field advantage, man. I think we've been starving for a home playoff game. We've been starving for the Super Bowl to come through us. We thought this was gonna be our year, so we want the 1 seed too. But obviously, those things come with just being a good football team. So we got to focus on being a good football team in order to get the 1 seed. Got to win the division. And yes, I think Miami definitely. We got to beat Miami, right? The game against Miami is gonna be crucial because they looking at their schedule. I mean, only one team I'm really even necessarily. Obviously, 2 teams, us and the 49ers on their schedule. Besides that, they got the Patriots. They got the Jets. They got the Packers. They got the Chargers. They have all winnable games. You know what I mean? I think the Miami playing real good. I think they got weapons everywhere. Tua, is accurate. So I think Miami definitely is definitely concerning because they got the keys. I got the keys. But I think obviously we're gonna take care of business when we play them at home. So I definitely still have us on the division. But Miami definitely a team I'm looking at my eyes on for sure.
Okay.
The Jets, I don't believe in Zach Wilson, so I know they got the wins and stuff, but it's really Tua and Miami and them.
I think we should win out. We have some home games coming up. I just think we should win out. Like I don't really see anybody that's better than us on our schedule, but obviously I didn't think that we would lose. I will say this. I'll take that back. I thought we would be like 13-4. Some people on this podcast said 16-1, 17-0. Obviously that's not happening, and it never happens.
We've been favored in every game. So the Vegas think that too.
That doesn't mean that they're right, clearly. But my point is, I said 13-4. 12-5, which is a realistic, you know.
You didn't give your record. You didn't give your record. You
No,
didn't go
I
all in.
did. I did. I said 13-4,
I
and
remember.
that's the way it's looking. I think we could possibly
I
let
remember.
one slip, you know, moving forward. But I mean, 13-4 is a respectable record. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, for me personally, I don't think we need home field. Like I think we can go to Kansas City and beat Kansas City. Like I just think we can. We're a better team than them. We did.
I
in
think we
regular
can
season.
too. I
We
believe
can
so.
do it in the playoffs. So I'm not necessarily worried about that. But it is what it is. We do have to play better, and like we'll see against the Browns. Like this is a big test. Obviously, this will test our run defense, something that we need to shore up. You know, as it gets into the cold, you know, weather months, and it should be snow. You know, from what I'm hearing, my sources is telling me that. So it should be some snow on the ground. Clearly, Jacoby Brissett is terrible, so they're not going to throw the ball. So you know what I mean. It's a big day for Milano. Hopefully, Evans can be back. We'll see. But with that being said, Matt, man, let the people know who won the contest because there was a lot of stuff in the group chat. Somebody had the number, but the number switched on them.
No, I think we got somebody else won Mills' money.
Oh my God!
I'm actually
2 out of 3 weeks, is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Rad announce it because it was the only person that picked the Vikings to win. You know, Rad may or may not have a relation to him, so it's
Is it Box?
Box got the score.
He got the score, yeah.
33-30.
Oh no, I'm tripping. Yep, I'm tripping.
I'm about to say he didn't because that's why I said somebody had got the score, but then it switched on him because
it did. You're right.
So is the contest in regulation or we do it in the game?
No, the contest is in the end of the game.
Okay,
so
okay.
That's on me. That's on me. So
What was the score?
The score was 33-30.
Oh my God.
Yep. So yeah.
He had 27-30, right?
Yeah, 27.
Shout out Box for that though.
So yeah, I gotta reevaluate the winner here. So you know, we'll get into our. That's on me. That's on me. Grossly unprepared.
I had a feeling. I'm like, wait a minute.
For some
that's
reason,
wrong. Yeah.
Yep. I was at the game yesterday, so maybe I was just because I was sauce or something. I don't know. We'll reevaluate that.
Saucy man, definitely. Listen, be on the lookout. That's why y'all need to follow us on all social platforms because we're gonna let y'all know who the winner is. And shout out to the Instagram show. Please be on the lookout for that.
Shady Box.
I know Shady Box. I killed Box in fantasy today. But anyways, so be on the lookout for the Instagram show. Shout out to Mike D. And y'all know how we end every show, man. We got to do it, man.
But we will have a contest.
Yes.
I'll announce the contest for this week. Yeah, we are gonna have a contest. We're gonna predict the score. Buffalo Bills against the Cleveland Browns, and then we're gonna go. You know, we're gonna get with our guy. We're gonna go with Josh Allen. His passing yardage, and as a secondary tiebreaker, we'll do his rushing yards too. We're gonna get back with our guy. He's gonna lead us to victory. We're gonna keep it going throughout the season. He's gonna get back in that MVP race. And we're gonna get it going forward. So you got until 12:45 on Sunday to get in this contest. Predict the score. Josh Allen yards passing, and then yards rushing, and then we'll get the winner of the contest. We'll get you your gift card. We'll announce it on our social media tonight.
I will say this: ever since Matt changed the format and stopped picking Josh Allen, we've been losing. But y'all know how we do it with a little bit of that. Hey.
Hey.